Good morning and welcome everybody. We start our debate for today. Debate on Poland's active in Asia, opportunities and threats. I would like to introduce my guests today for today's debate. We start from Ministry of Economic Development, Labor and Technology, Mr. Szymon Klus, expert in this ministry. Hello and good morning. We have Ambassador Jerzy Droszcz, Director of Foreign Promotion Bureau at Polish Chamber of Commerce.
Morning.
Morning. To my right is Mrs. Blanka Chmurzyńska-Braun, Director General of the Polish Union of Cosmetic Industry. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
And to my left, it's Mrs. Anna Oborska, our expert, also Director General, Polish Association of Cosmetic and Detergent Industry.
Good morning.
From far away, from far Asia, Mr. Alex Ciepiela, CEO Ponte Limited. Hello and good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon.
And representatives, Director of the Polish Investment and Trade Agency in Malaysia, Mr. Przemysław Zaręba. Good morning.
Good morning, hello.
So we have everybody, as you see, we have very international mixture and very good representation of Asian points of view, Polish points of view. So we will start, very soon the interesting debate. Before we start, I would like just to summarize very briefly what we prepared for you for this 4 days of Polish section, Polish beauty section at WeCosmoProf Asia. And summarize. I'm Żaneta Berus, BERM's Promotion Director, and BERM is operator on behalf of Ministry of Economic Development, Labor and Technology. BERM is operator of promotional program for cosmetic industry, and we prepared lots of interesting seminars, debates, product demonstrations, companies presentations, and movies for these 4 days. So they will be filled with all these interesting points of view presented by companies and presented by our experts. We have to highlight very much the fast and rapid development of Polish cosmetic industry. What we've noted that since 2005 till 2019, Polish cosmetic market grew by 38%, so which is a remarkable number, really, and especially when we compare it to the other very traditional European markets, which shrank at the same time. We will have, during these days, we will have a very interesting seminar by Blanka Chmurzyńska-Braun, Story of Polish Beauty, so we will see more interesting things. We will have also interesting report from Nielsen presenting Polish cosmetic market, and also presentation given by Anna Oborska about the role of natural extract in skin care. We have also divided these main topics of the different days, and we devoted some days to, for example, natural cosmetics, cosmetics for kids, color cosmetics, white cosmetics, perfumes and toiletries, and other products and accessories related to beauty sector. First of all, I would like maybe to start from Ministry of Economic Development and from Mr. Szymon Klus. What do you think, what is the really potential of Polish cosmetic industry in global markets, but especially with, on the Asian markets? What is your opinion as ministry?
Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, it's a big pleasure to speak to you and to invite you to meet Polish producers during this event, and of course Polish experts of cosmetic industry during this debate. I would like to give you a brief picture of Polish industry and its potential. Ladies and gentlemen, Polish export of Polish cosmetics is around $5 billion per year, and it grows roughly 10% a year during the last 10 years so far. 70% of Polish cosmetics are exported to EU countries and 30% out of EU countries. Among EU countries, I mean Germany, UK, France, and Czechia. These countries have the most stake in our exports. From non-EU countries, our cosmetics go mostly to Russia, Ukraine, Turkey, and also United Arab Emirates. Only 1% so far of our cosmetic go to Far Asia. It means mostly to China and Hong Kong. Dear guests, Polish cosmetics and brands are famous on EU markets. And they are well known and appreciated by consumers. Polish companies are also well prepared to meet expectations of the most demanding markets. Polish cosmetics are already present on e-commerce market in Asia, in e-commerce platforms. And this is the most dynamic and cosmetic distribution channel in Asia. Some of Polish companies are also opening physical presence, mostly in shopping galleries in Asia. Polish companies are also looking for reliable partners from Asia, willing to trade high-quality products proven on EU markets. We have cosmetics made of natural ingredients with pioneering recipes. So Polish government supports and promotes Polish cosmetics and companies on made trade events and with our trade offices in the region. We have trade offices of Polish Agency of Investment and Trade in China, Japan, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Korea, India, etc. all around Asia. You can meet us and visit our website of the agency. Dear guests, I appreciate your engagement in and meeting Polish companies and engagement to this debate. Thank you very much and wish you a good time.
Thank you so much. Mr. Szymon Klus was our guest, and thank you very much, Szymon, for this overview of situation of Polish cosmetic industry in Asian markets. As we can see, we are present almost everywhere already, but we are present not enough yet. So we are hungry for more, and there is a lot to do to be more active. This is why maybe my next question would be turned to Ambassador Jerzy Droszcz, because Polish Chamber of Commerce is present for years already, also including Asian markets. And you help lots of Polish entrepreneurs to be more active in these markets, but you also are linking and help also Asian entrepreneurs to set up contacts with Polish companies. And how Polish Chamber of Commerce in European has been supporting these foreign buyers from Asia and also Polish entrepreneurs in Asian markets.
Thank you. Good morning again, everybody. First of all, Polish Chamber of Commerce really, as Żaneta said, is very active in Asia, not only in Asia, but we are talking today about Asia. And before 2020, before this COVID story, we have organized really many events together with our Asian partners. I can enumerate many countries. I will say only about China, India, Vietnam, Myanmar, Iran, Iraq, Thailand, Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Uzbekistan, and so on. Of course, it was not only events in Poland, but many of them were organized by us in the countries I have just enumerated. Our main service is partner matching service. Partner matching service, it means searching partners upon individual demands. We are also organizing e-conferences, e-business seminars, e-workshops for Polish and foreign companies. Of course, now only online, but before 2020, as I already said, it was also organized in reality. We would like to develop more wider our services. So I would like only to invite Polish companies and companies from Asian countries and we are in contact with our partners, national chambers, regional chambers, local chambers in Asia. And thanks to these contacts, we are ready to prepare really good information for Polish and foreign companies.
Thank you so much, because information, we know, we are all aware that information is a king. So who has information has also freedom to really do and use it in a wise way. So such information is also delivered by my next guest, by Polish Trade and Investment Agency. Polish Trade and Investment Agency is also very active, and especially I turn with a question to Mr. Zaremba, because I know that you have been extremely active in past 2 years, and especially last year, and you were also very successful in implementing and introducing Polish brands. Can you tell us about more about this, because it's spectacular success of your work, you know, and also of your colleagues from Polish Investment and Trade Agency, and what's the reason, what encouraged really Malaysian companies to cooperate with Polish cosmetic producers? Because that's what we are talking about. The floor is yours.
Yes. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Yes, definitely, you're right. Thank you very much for that kind introduction. Our foreign trade office here is working since June 2018. And we've been supporting Polish companies to enter Malaysian and Myanmar market, because here from this location, from the capital city of Malaysia, we cover 2 markets, which is Malaysia and Myanmar. And definitely, cosmetic products from Poland are more and more attractive to the Malaysian importers and distributors. And this attractiveness is related to, in my opinion, the 3 main factors, which are packaging, so eye-catching, modern, and up-to-date, quality of products, so ingredients which are in line with customers' demand, and contemporary trends in sales. And finally, price, because as you're well aware, at the end of the company's presentation, clients want to know how much it all costs and whether they can make money on the deal or not. There are also so-called intangible aspects that matter here. So we noticed that definitely communication and cooperation with foreign importers, the way how companies from Poland do it, workmanship, here a sort of proficiency, right, which relates to the overall quality of cooperation between the importer and exporter. And as you mentioned, we have supported some companies from Poland to secure contracts with local distributors. So far, our trade office here in Kuala Lumpur has managed to help 8 Polish cosmetic companies. The first contract was signed in July 2019, and until now, November 2020, I think we have proved that despite the worldwide crisis, there is still room on the market for Polish brand.
Thank you very much. As we can see, even in pandemia, we can do so much. Of course, you know, you started your activities before pandemia, but even now, you know, the Polish cosmetics are famous for this natural combination of scientific knowledge and natural ingredients. So that's what is appreciated, I suppose, by Malaysian companies, right? And I know that you are cooperating also with my next guests. This is Blanka Chmurzyńska-Braun, because I know, Blanka, that Polish Union is very active and supporting, you know, the Polish companies abroad, supporting Polish companies for years already, being active also in Asia, including, you know, also Cosmoprof Asia.
Yes.
Can you tell me how do you do that? How you support this, and what attracts, in your opinion, how to show attractiveness of Polish companies
Polish producers
in the best way?
of Polish products. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I would like to salute and thank Przemek for this brief example of the latest successes of Polish companies selling in Asia. What I would like to comment on is to start with that Asia is an incredibly rich and very diverse market. As Przemek probably will agree with me, Asia has, when we talk about Asia, we say Singapore, and this is a very high end of actually everything available for the consumers, high prices, premium products, everything is available, whatever you dream of. So at the same time, saying Asia, you have Myanmar, Burma, you have Vietnam, you have Thailand, or you have Cambodia, which is, you can see that the scale of consumer knowledge. And China, of course, not to forget that. The diversity of Asian market is really very complex, complicated, and it varies from market to market. And what we started doing years ago is, first of all, organizing webinars and conferences. So talking about this, what you mentioned, knowledge is the king. So International Cosmetic Forum that we've been organizing for the last 2 years. The last year event was totally focused on Far East. We were talking about regulatory issues in markets like Korea, which is the 8th cosmetic market in Europe, globally. So you see, having so many diverse markets, organization as ours, which is an expert in this field, have to prepare the membership, the companies, to be able to, first of all, to map the areas or the countries where the products fit the best, map the opportunities they have, and they understand or clear message, what are the regulatory issues I need to sort out, what are divergence from the European cosmetics regulation. So what we do is actually prepare our members, prepare the industry for the regulatory assessment to make sure that, for example, if the company wants to export its products to Indonesia, it has to be certain, it has to know the regulatory framework over there and to understand the halal regulations to make sure that they are ready and prepared to be there. So on one hand, of course, we concentrate on lobbying and diplomatic activities with World Trade Organization and talking to Indonesian ministry about the regulatory issues. We meet here in Warsaw Chinese diplomats in Chinese embassy talking about animal testing. So this is, of course, important part of our activities because we have to also make sure that the regulatory aspects are
clear for all members.
All members. But on the other hand, education and making sure that the companies understand where they fit the best and they know that Asia is very complex and highly competitive, just to
and very demanding
and
clients,
very demanding market. And those of our members introduced to Asia by Mr. Przemysław, just last few months we were talking about 8 companies, all of them are our members. They need to understand also that Asian market will know that quality is number one, and it's not necessarily always the price, because Asian market has so many high quality products that to compete there, you have to propose something which is unique, which is different, which stands out from the competitive
and the clients
companies.
are ready to pay really bonus for the as a higher price, but for really good quality, which much they need. So that's the message. So information is really the king, and thank you for your activity so far.
Thank you.
And my next guest would be also, I think, in a very good position on the Asian markets already, is Ponte Limited. And a question to Alex Ciepiela, also a good, I think the company which is cooperating also with the Polish Union of Cosmetic Industry so far. So Alex, the Ponte Limited is also present in Asian markets. And do you have connection?
We lost it.
We lost connection with Ponte Limited, or? Okay, so
okay, like if I could just help you out maybe in this moment. Aleksander Ciepiela is really well known in Poland, because he was introducing, and his company was introducing very many cosmetic companies to Asian markets. So he knows, he has been living in China and in Hong Kong for a very long time, so knows the market. I hope he will be able to join us in a minute to,
yes, of course.
Tell the story.
Yeah, so in the meantime, maybe Anya, you answer a very similar question, because the association also helps your members to exist on not just in Poland, but also on foreign markets, including Asian markets. What do you think about for example, how can you support this your members, and so they are more active in Asia, and how you attract them most, the Asian partners to trade with Polish companies?
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, again. Żaneta, as you told before, the information is the king. That's the most important thing. So that's also our role as the role of association. We give information to our members. We organize seminars. We organize conferences. We invite also experts which are experienced on some particular markets. As Blanka mentioned before, these markets different one from another. Asia, that's the huge market and huge continent with many differences. So we help with diversity. So we help with knowledge, and we also help in the B2B context. We cooperate with the Polish Investment Trade Agency that has organized many trade missions. We actively participated in it. Our companies took part in B2B meetings, which was, I think, quite beneficial for them. There were also journalists from these countries invited, and we gave the presentation about the Polish market, just to make it
media
closer.
Can do the most,
because we know it.
We can do a lot, really, good positive things, but also negative. So that can be very careful,
exactly. And also free sales certificate. These documents we issue. And sometimes without this document, you cannot just enter the product into the market.
So that's very useful, very helpful, in entering. We have back our partner from Ponte Limited, Alex. I don't know if you heard the question, but it was because you are operating on Asian market for years already. And how do you support?
Sorry, the connection.
That's okay. That's okay. That happens everywhere. So that's okay. How Ponte Limited is supporting, Polish companies to be active in Asia, and also, how do you show attractiveness of these Polish partners, Polish entrepreneurs to Asian partners so far? Because I know also that you cooperate with the Polish Union of Cosmetic Industry. So, just a few words about this.
That's good. Yes, so Ponte Limited is supporting Polish companies. We show trade missions, we also Polish companies how to do business in Asia. We mostly focus on China and Hong Kong. And we also sell the products. We have a couple of shops on Alibaba. We distribute. We also have the experience, on the ground in China. And we also sell some products to South Africa. We sell to shopping malls in Laos, for example. And we talk to many customers, many people. We see what they like, what they want, and how to show that products are very attractive. So, like, for example, two selling points. So, like, it's very difficult to talk about why Polish products. If I could talk about it for hours or maybe more, and probably the people listening to me would be very bored. But I would like to focus on this is the same way that we sell cosmetics. We always focus on the selling point. Like this product is reducing wrinkles. This product makes your skin look 20 years younger. So, like, in Poland, first of all, we produce products top quality in the world. We make for French consumers, for German, Italian consumers. We are even better quality. And if you buy a product from Poland, you're buying German quality, you're buying French quality, because many of these products are in Poland. Just example, again, the selling point, buy a European car. I don't think you can buy any European car, either if it's Mercedes, BMW, Lamborghini, there is no way you can buy a car that doesn't have any Polish parts in it. Or a very big producer of car parts. Same cosmetics, if you want to product buy it from Poland. And the second point is Chinese or Asian customers, like Poland, what is it? What do they ask? And they tell me, always, they tell me nature. Which is really good for us because right now, all around the world is more natural, more organic products. Products also, and is in the Asian person associated with natural landscape, untouched nature, and it's a forest in the north of Poland that is 1,000 all those forests in Europe. Not allowed to enter this forest. There are some animals anywhere else in the world, and 30% of Polish is by forest. So, natural, a beautiful country, and this is like for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very informative message, and that's still lots to do in front of you.
I hope the
Sorry?
Connection. Alec hopes that.
Yeah, but it's the connections can be better always, but it's we'll survive with this. So maybe now talking, because you started to do this already, but about the USP, so this unique selling points of Polish companies. The first question maybe to Mr. Jerzy Droszcz from Polish Chamber of Commerce, because you are present, in many conferences after so many years and so many successful trade missions and conferences in foreign countries, in Asian countries. What do you think about this USP and special features of Polish companies, cosmetic companies especially, which can be very attractive and useful for Asian buyers or for Asian companies trading with us?
Okay. So what can I say about this question? Polish companies representing cosmetic sector are simply the best. That's all. And of course, I don't want to to stop saying that, I would like to add that it means the Polish companies are proposing very good products to Asian customers, and these products are of such a good quality that Asian customers are waiting for. So I can enumerate also some information like very natural products, pure bio, very safe, and the Chinese, first of all, know it very well. High quality, very good design, a fast and efficient delivery offered by Polish companies. All these questions are very important for every Polish company, and they are doing their best. And also, I would like to say that continuously growing welfare level of Asian citizens, Asian countries, really gives many opportunities to Polish companies to develop good businesses, good business relations with Asian partners. So in a few words, that's all what I would like to say.
Thank you very much, because always the good combination of quality, fast delivery, and being accurate, being right, in the needs of what clients need, is also the key. Do you agree what Ambassador Droszcz
yes, of course, absolutely. What I could add also, and I think we should remember that talking. Now addressing this fragment of my comment more to the buyers, is that in Asia, as Alex was saying, and we had very many occasions physically seeing that personally, being in Hong Kong last year, in Cosmoprof Asia, and in many other events, trading events in Asia, is that in general the buyers in Asia do not associate us as the country with cosmetics. Mm-hmm. They first of all think that Japan or France are the leaders, or Korea are the leaders in cosmetic production, Italy. Because there is such plethora of products coming from Korea. Just to give you an example, to benchmark us, the Polish cosmetic industry, with Korean, for example, we have about 1,000 entities registered as producers. Korea has 5,000 something. If we analyze the figures, if we look at the Chinese consumer, if we think that China middle class is as big as the entire population of European Union, then we can see that the sheer numbers, if I now talk about Alex's activities and for example, e-commerce, cross-border activities in China, and if I tell you about all activities we did with Alibaba, and the sheer numbers that you do sales within just 2 days in November, this is overwhelming. But because the buyers do not associate us with cosmetic production, and in Europe it's becoming quite a well-established fact that Poland has tradition, because this is for Asia, it's really very important factor to say that the cosmetic industry in Poland is based on tradition. For Asian, it's a clue.
Many family companies also.
Exactly. And another thing is, which we base on Chinese experiences, bad experiences with safety of consumer goods, with milk for children, for example. Yeah. For Chinese buyers, what's really clue is that we propose products which are in accordance with European regulation, which have safety at the highest possible level, that we apply to all possible standards, so that we have GMP, good manufacturing practice, that we certify our companies with that. For Asian consumer and buyers, these qualities are really important, that we are very competitive market. And because of that fact, we have to drive the brands, we have to drive the products and make them really of high quality. But what is also important, and that's why I started talking about the divergence, the differences in Asian market, is that we have products of very high quality and premium quality, and they will be very appealing to Asian consumers, because that's what they expect. And they have so many local products of lower price that you have to propose something extraordinary. And to give you just an example, probably the buyers in Asia do not know, or this is not widely known, that we have such expertise and quality of products based in one place.
This is what we have to pass them.
Yes, that's what we have to pass on.
And promotion. That's why what we do here.
Exactly, that's what the union was doing for the last 11 years, saying over and over again, please pay attention to us, look at our products. But what's also important, because before this conference I made an effort and spoke to all 8 companies that Przemek just introduced to Asian market, and I was asking them, what do you think it's so special? How your success became, how this happened that you became successful in Asia? And all of them were mentioning 3 factors. First of all, quality. Secondly, ingredients, natural, biodegradable ingredients. Then issues of environment. But first and foremost is that the product is produced in Europe, and it's sold, the same product is sold for German market, and German consumers are buying it. And for example, let's just call a product Bobini, produced by Global Cosmet, a product very popular in Europe, and just received, few months ago, received the highest Korean price, consumer's price, for safety, for ingredients, having 98% of natural.
Appreciate
this is appreciated, even in Korean market, which is so densely populated by so many producers. So you see, quality, this is the driver, and all the same features which are important in Europe are really talking to the...
And the bonus can be paid for this, because it's very important, you know, this quality is very important. Do you agree, Alex? Now I am turning to you, because do you agree with what was said, you know, by Polish Chamber of Commerce and by Blanka just a minute ago, that this quality and what other USP features, you know, can be highlighted, can be underlined, which are extremely important, you know, for Asian consumers?
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say, and I was going to say right now. Polish products are of top quality, top European quality. So if Asian consumers are coming to Poland, they don't buy Polish, I mean, they buy Polish products, but they buy European products of top European quality. And many of famous brands, famous cosmetic brands, they moved their production also to Poland. So what I'm telling usually our customers, I'm saying, because, you know, like very often people, exactly that's the problem, they don't associate Poland with cosmetic production. It's difficult to convince them to buy Polish products instead of French or German or Italian.
So you have lots to do.
Yes, all of us, I think, all of us.
That's why we are here, because it's a really hard work to convince, you know, the Asian markets that we are also becoming, you know, or became already, you know, the producer, the good producer, good manufacturer of cosmetic products. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, I feel that it's amazing how association and also different organizations from Poland are working all together in one team, because we all know that we have one common goal. If we make Polish products famous in Asia, we will all succeed. We will all have space in the Asian market. Asian market is basically unlimited for the Polish companies. There are so many people, so many differences, so many different markets that we can do anything we want.
Anything.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. So Anya, because Alex also mentioned about the role of different associations. So we spoke about the huge role really of the Polish Union of Cosmetic Industry. How do you think, you know, this USP? How you differentiate, you know, that our cosmetics are so good, so well appreciated in the Asian markets already, or started to be?
Yeah, well, what I would like to add to the previous speaker is that we should also highlight that we have perfectly educated people in Poland, because there are more than 30 universities that are teaching cosmetology on the university level.
Even 60. Even
Which
more
is
than
60.
Yeah. Am I
In
right?
our report,
Am I right?
which will be published tomorrow, we are summarizing all the data from Mintel, Nielsen, and our gathered. It's over 68 educational facilities.
That's what I wrote. It was what I read already. So
this is a very current data from this year.
And it was also very much appreciated, you know, that it was one of the main features which differentiates Poland,
to other markets, education, the scale of education
offered by 60, more than 60.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And this reflects, I think, later in the quality of these cosmetics. This is very important because we have very good safety assessors, and the products are really on the very high European level, and they are fulfilling the very strict European legislation. So I think that's very good. I also think that Polish, that was about the insight, about the content of cosmetic. But I also think that Polish producers are paying more and more attention for the environment, for the packaging also. That's the very important trend, because the consumer, when the consumer is buying a product, he's looking also for the packaging. That's important.
That's
you know, and in Asia, it's something that distinguishes
in cosmetics is very important.
Yeah, on the shelf. So we have to look at packaging very carefully.
Thank you very much, Ania. And a question to Polish Trade and Investment Agency, because you were successful with the Polish brands implementing, you know, and introducing them to Malaysian market already. In your opinion, how do Polish cosmetics differentiate and differ from those offered by local producers, local manufacturers already?
Thank you. Right. You know, there is a number of homegrown cosmetic brands here in Malaysia. They are very successful in this traditional distribution channels and also m-commerce, e-commerce. Definitely very popular with local customers. Malaysian manufacturers, brands, they offer comprehensive range of products covering everything, from cosmetics to fragrance and skincare products. Several minutes ago, I mentioned those three factors which are very important, and here I will repeat them again, agreeing with you all that it's packaging, it's quality of products, and at some point also definitely price. But there is no simple one answer to this question, right? So Polish brands stand out at some point, for example, because of their origin. So we also coined that concept today during our debate. So the origin means Europe. Some customers associate quality with the origin. So in this context, it may definitely help. So I'm of the opinion that the importers in Malaysia, for example, must be able to spot this attractiveness, as they know the market, so their intuition will be crucial here.
So thank you so much. I know that it's not the easy answer to this question, because that's a lot of, you know, differentiations and lots of USP, which are putting, you know, the Polish cosmetics on a higher position than the Malaysian one. not just Malaysian, but so that's but can be appreciated even so much. But that's your role, and thank you very much for what you do there in Malaysia already. Now we turn maybe to a little bit because we have difficult times, challenging, and so we have new formula of this We Cosmoprof Asia, and it's which is a good answer, to this changing times. I have a question to maybe to our guests from Ponte Limited, to Alex. Are there any specific regulations, in your opinion, which we should pay attention to when starting trade with Asian markets? And the question is a tricky one because it's also, stands the same. It's like to the other side. So any specific regulations, in your opinion, in Poland, which must be met by Asian entrepreneurs?
Yes, so it's a difficult question because
I know.
For the Asian market, we have different regulation. For every country, we have different rules. For example, what we do in China, what is the biggest obstacle for us is that we cannot test Polish products on animals, which means that we cannot go through the registration process of the Polish cosmetics in China. And the only channel that is left, that is also huge and enough for the whole Polish market, is the cross-border e-commerce, which doesn't require the registration of the products. And I feel that for every Asian market, there are different obstacles, different regulations that we have to pay attention to. What is also important for the Asian customers to pay attention to is that Polish producers make cosmetics that are of top quality, top European quality, were made in the EU. If you're buying Polish product, you're buying also the regulation, because our market is regulated and we have to follow the rules. And sometimes it's also difficult to explain that, for example, if we introduce the new product or we change the formula, we have to go through the whole process of registration. We have to do all the testing required, and it takes time. And it's not easy. Asian customers have to, respect it and wait.
But you facilitate this, yes? You help companies, yes, in this process.
Well, sorry.
You help companies in this process, yeah, when they are.
Yes, we help companies. We help companies on both sides. We help Asian companies. We help Polish companies. Also, we help communicate. We help them teach each other about the differences in the market and different demands also. Mm-hmm. And I feel that we've been doing it pretty well, and we are pretty successful in this field.
Okay. Thanks so much. So we expect really a tremendous, results after years of your work. And question to Polish Chamber of Commerce: the same, maybe, or very similar. Any specific regulations you should that the Asian markets should be pay attention to? We're trading with Poland. Your observation, Mr. Ambassador Jerzy Droszcz.
Thank you. Unfortunately, some of Asian countries are using non-tariff barriers, and it's visible not only in cosmetics sector. So it is very important for Polish companies to check what kind of certificates and trade documents are required in the country where Polish companies are preparing their activities, where they would like to do a good business.
Mm-hmm. And Polish Chamber of Commerce helps with this process. You help, you verify this.
I would like to say a few words about it. Polish Chamber of Commerce has many partners as I said in the beginning, in more or less all Asian countries, and national chambers or regional chambers in Asian countries are really a very good contact for us. And the role of these chambers is crucial. So we could be helpful if there is some questions. Of course, there is a Polish Agency for Investments and Trade, the Ministry of Economic Development, many other agencies and institutions who are active and help very much Polish companies. But the chambers all in the countries, national, regional chambers are really important partners. And as I said during last Burma panel on cosmetics and the Polish beauty section more or less 1 month ago, our team and our experts in Polish Chamber of Commerce are on your disposal, on the disposal of Polish companies. We have in our chamber a special department of legalization, certification, and ATA carnets. And they are also they have very good knowledge about not only Polish market, but also foreign markets. So please contact us. We could be helpful, and I think it will be useful for Polish companies to use this knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, because that's very good to know. Also, I am sure that Polish Union of Cosmetics was aware of these services, but
yes, of course, we've been cooperating with Polish Chamber of Commerce because we issue certificates. So this is part of our services, but not to diminish this, the importance of certifying. I do not want to diminish or lower the importance of this. I think what's really crucial right now, nowadays, and we cannot disassociate ourselves from the situation which we are living in, is that what the union does right now is helping cosmetic companies to make sure they use the possibilities and opportunities that this bad situation, market situation, is setting. The European market is pretty much under very difficult COVID crisis right now. We have the number of spikes of infections growing from day to day. As you remember, only a month ago, we had a totally different tone of conference. We were talking about Cosmoprof Bologna. We were a bit more uplifted in better spiritual mode, probably. But what I'm trying to say here is that, okay, right now it's difficult, right now it's harsh, but we are talking about Asia. And as we monitor what's happening in COVID in Asian markets, we can quite rightly say that majority of this market are sorted the problem out. I will just give you one example.
And it will happen also in Poland.
Exactly,
so
let's hope
Europe.
so. But the message is why I'm saying this is because we cannot slip this moment over. We have to be present in Asia. We have to use the opportunity that we can sell and export our products to markets which are safer. And to say that, just one example, China. A week ago, China tested over 4.7 million residents of Kashgar for COVID with matter of days, pinpointing 183 people infected by COVID. What does it say to us? It says that Asia, in very many aspects, it's really well prepared to fight COVID, and the consumers in Asia, though they are offered right now very many consumer goods with lower prices because the local market is selling majority of cosmetic products with lower prices than in usual terms. But for us, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity also that we need to use. And especially now, the report and the webinars that we were showing in Bologna a month ago. We prepared a report. The premiere of this report will take place tomorrow. So I invite you to our website where there will be a landing page for all of you buyers to get a 40 pages report on data from Nielsen, Mintel and our own to show you
actual situation, very fresh,
and tell you,
data.
for example, among all many other important data is that the cosmetic market of exports of Polish cosmetic products is growing 6%, 7 months of 2020 comparing to 2019. So this is yet another data showing that at the same time the Spanish market, exports of Spanish products is shrinking. So to give you Asian buyers, first of all, and fresh, accurate information about the capacity and competitiveness of the market, so you can choose something, you can find your partner. We have the
highlight. We exist.
Exactly.
We produce. We exist.
And Żaneta, we were working on the digital catalog. This catalog is an instrument that you should also use together with report. The report will help the buyers, obviously, but this is also aimed to help our producers to present themselves.
That's why we created this, because this catalog will stay, of course, you know, it was produced for we Cosmoprof Bologna, we Cosmoprof Asia, we added some companies, but also it will stay with us for next years. And it will be only added, you know, the next companies will be adding the descriptions, the shows, the webinars, so that's for you guys to use.
And of course we cannot substantiate or we cannot recreate the expertise of being in Hong Kong, where we all were last year in November.
Next year.
Yes, but you know, last year we were there physically. It was 85 entities of us all as in a national pavilion. This year we cannot do it, but all the efforts are for you to be able to bring all your knowledge and expertise about your products and the beauty of your products to the buyers. The other thing is that Hong Kong and Cosmoprof Asia has another element that we cannot unfortunately recreate, is to look around what our competitors are offering. And also, always it was very interesting to go to the Korean pavilion to look at the products
because information is a king.
Yes, and you have to see what the competitors are producing.
That's everybody does. So thank you very much, you know, for this message, and because it gives hope, you know, and it gives also lots of information. It will be a good recognition of Polish companies very soon. And Ania, because how can, for example, Asian companies benefit from your association? Are you helpful only for Polish members, or are you helpful also? Can it be also your association helpful for Asian entrepreneurs who would like to trade with Polish companies?
I will mention two fields in which way we, I think, can help also Asian companies, because this free sales certificate, which I mentioned at the beginning, we are the member of the Polish Chamber of Commerce, so we can issue these certificates. They are important, of course, for Polish companies, but they are important as well for the distributors there, because they cannot be distributed without this document. So that's the first field in which I can, in which I think we can help. And the other thing, I think also very important, there are B2B contacts that can be enabled during the missions that are organized by Polish Investment and Trade Agency, and we are very actively participating in these missions. So our companies are meeting the companies from Asia, from Taiwan, for example, and these contacts, as far as I know, were very fruitful. So right now, everything is online. But I hope that when this, you know, COVID story will pass, we can meet face to face again.
I'm sure, because online, you know, cannot replace. Still, we are human. and we are humans, and so that's what we need, you know, the direct contact with the other humans. So that's for sure. And thank you very much, because it's as you can see, it's beneficial also for not just for Polish but also for Asian partners. And a question to Mr. Zaremba from Polish Trade and Investment Agency. What, in your opinion, should cosmetic manufacturers be aware of? You know, the planning the expansion to Southeast Asian markets, because where you operate in, because that's the you know, some message to remember for them, because and also maybe the other side, you know, what should be aware, you know, the Asian partners starting or planning, you know, expansion with a trade with Poland.
Right, definitely, thank you. So both markets that we operate on, so here Malaysia and Myanmar, part of this Southeast Asian region, right? So definitely I would say that the manufacturers, the cosmetic companies from Poland should first of all increase their awareness of the importance of the Southeast Asian markets, right? Southeast Asia itself is home to 160 million people, which live across a very vast area, 11 countries. In comparison, for instance, the European Union market is inhabited by 446 million people. This region is also culturally, ethnically, and economically. In general, we can say that this growth, economic growth in 2018 and 2019 was around 5-6%, depending on the country, of course. Here also, speaking of the Southeast Asian markets, for example, purchasing power in Singapore, Malaysia, versus, for example, East Timor or Cambodia, right? Consumer behavior will differ between customers from Myanmar, Brunei, Vietnam, or Malaysia. Therefore, final product offer together with price must be planned out wisely, taking into consideration those details, right? Mrs. Blanca, half an hour ago, mentioned this regulatory issues, right? So speaking of the regulations, I would like to show the example of Malaysia, right? 62% of population here in Malaysia are Muslims. So halal certified products matter in Malaysia, matter in Brunei, and of course in Indonesia. Here in Malaysia, it is not compulsory, but having halal logo on your packaging will definitely help you reach much bigger group of potential customers. And my final advice to companies from Poland would be to invest in promotion activities. So don't be afraid to spend money on being visible here, right? Because this is about creating our awareness. We have serious competitors from South Korea, from Japan, from Italy, Spain, France. People don't associate yet Poland as the cosmetics heaven, right? So usually all these distributors, importers from Malaysia or Myanmar, they ask at some point during this B2B meeting, so how can you support us in promotion activities? What are you going to do? How much money can you allocate to this activities? Well, very often we don't have a clear answer here, right? So it should be a plan or part of the strategy related to the expansion to this amazing region of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. As we always heard, that's I would like to summarize slowly, this the debate, but also, as past what we could hear, the same message everywhere. So information is king, and promotion is also the king, the second, or maybe queen, because what you've just mentioned, Przemek, about this need to promote it wisely and with knowledge insight that it's such a huge market and so different, because there are different requirements.
And also these markets have very many different instruments. We were
but also demanding markets, and they are very different, let's say, needs from all these markets, because they are not unified.
Exactly.
And we have to remember that we have to plan wisely the promotion, not just promotion for Asia, but promotion with fragmented maybe promotion. If, of course, if companies are active so much that they want to be present in the whole Asia, that's natural that they will be promoted, but they will be totally different promotional campaigns prepared for these different markets.
But Żaneta, talking about the instruments, what I had in mind, and we were talking about this very many times with PAIH, with Polish Investment and Trade Agency, but also with Alex, that Asia has very many sales TV channels, which are, I don't remember if you remember, but I do remember that when the times were changing at the beginning of 90s, 1989 to until 1990, in Poland we also had a success of TV channels. And we have to remember that these instruments are very popular in Asia.
Yes.
So if somebody like Jaya, for example, spends money on key opinion leaders and produces programs, uses influencers and goes to the TV channels to talk about their products, this is the way to do it. So you have to
will be noted. They will be noted and
you have to
recognized.
find the right element, right flavor, right instrument to talk to your consumer. But to do that, you also need something that we didn't mention so far, and this is a very important element of your success. Now I'm talking more to the producers than to the buyers, is to have the right distributor. Actually, to have the right partner in Asia, with help of Polish Investment and Trade Agency, you obviously can do it, but to have the right partner, to have the right distributor who will find your place in distribution channel and will understand your product, maybe will change the way it's presented, maybe will add something to the packaging, will make sure that you are well promoted on various models of communication and public services, social media, and so on and so forth. To have this partner, like Alex Ciepiela, for example, is crucial, because we cannot, this is not as easy as we are in Europe.
Who is familiar with local habits, with the local partners, because
speaks the language, knows the people, knows the way to behave. Przemek knows this culture. Przemek knows this inside out, and that's why he has the successes. The 8 companies, you might think that this is not a huge number, and this is not something that
just the beginning.
But this is Przemek's hard work, and we have to say also that it takes time. And on companies' side, it takes time. Companies like Eveline Cosmetics, BS, Flosslek, Jaya, Bielenda, and all those that you were introducing lately, like, for example, Alpha Farm or BS or Flosslek. You remember we were discussing this the other day, that it requires time, it requires stamina, you have to be prepared, you have to be trustworthy, you have to be open, you have to talk to your partners in an open head, and finding the right distributor with help of the government in Asian culture countries, it's clue. Because the government, it's in a way, or institution that represents the government is in this market, gives representativeness and seriousness of the deal, and basically it helps a lot.
But you mentioned, because you've mentioned already, you know, some known brands, at least known in Poland, but they were, we can observe, and our Asian partners can observe, you know, many interesting presentations and webinars from all this, you know, very, maybe not very new, but freshly new, because somebody existing for 3 years on a market, it's still relatively new. But we have demonstrations, we have webinars, so watch them, please, because, you know, those young companies can be very attractive to you, because they are using already, you know, they enter the market with the use of scientific knowledge and with a combination from the very beginning with mineral ingredients, for example, with natural ingredients, which are a response for this needs also of Asian markets. So as we can see, even with this change formula of Cosmoprof Asia this year, because of pandemia, we prepared the good promotion, and you have to be active, because nobody does it. You know, we can help as we are here, we can help you, all the companies, also the Asian partners, but we will not do your job totally, because
we can issue a certificate, but what's the certificate if there is no product? And actually the risk that the owners of the companies and brand owners are taking. So the certificates, they just the last little tiny element that are not that important in the entire process. It helps, obviously, but you know that to make business, it takes a quality product and the right partner,
activity and the right promotion. So I would like, maybe I don't know if Mr. Szymon Klus has something to add in the end of our debate, and as a representatives of Ministry of Economic Development, Labor and Technology, because we said a lot, you know, about the right promotion. You are this, let's say, #1 institution to responsible for this promotion. So maybe the last comment from you, and we will be going to the end of debate.
Thank you, Żaneta. Dear guests, I hope that all that you heard here will encourage you to invest your time, invest your engagement in contacting Polish companies, young companies and major companies experienced on the European markets. And you can meet them during the event in our virtual stand during the Cosmoprof fairs. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So I would like, just because we already said not to prolong, you know, the debate, but we wanted you to take this message with you, that information is a king. Polish companies are of very good quality products, and combined with scientific knowledge, they are very active, very brave already, and they are already existing on most of these markets. But you will observe them growing, you know, so much. The existence the share of the market will be growing, and we keep fingers, you know, for the both ways trade. So Asian partners are very welcome, you know, in Poland, and also do everything to appreciate Polish cosmetics, because they deserve it. My guests for today were Mr. Szymon Klus, expert from Ministry of Economic Development, Labor and Technology. Thank you so much. Mr. Ambassador Jerzy Droszcz, Director of Foreign Promotion Bureau at Polish Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much. Our expert, Mrs. Blanka Chmurzyńska-Brown, Director General of the Polish Union of Cosmetic Industry. Thank you so much. Very much. Mrs. Anna Oborska, the Director General, Polish Association of Cosmetic and Detergent Industry.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Alex Ciepiela, CEO of Ponte Limited. Thank you so much. And Mr. Przemysław Zaremba, Director of the Polish Investment and Trade Agency of Kuala Lumpur office. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and watch us, watch our companies, because they have lots to offer for Asian markets, for Asian consumers, and they are aware of quality. They are aware of importance of these wonderful Asian markets. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.